Hi everyone. We I am going on a trip, and it's kind of a little emergency trip. So what I'm doing is I'm switching module 11 and 12. I've edited them. And next week, we were going to just do studio work. But instead, I'm flipping, and I will do my lecture that I prepared for you for today. I will do it next week on finishes and furniture. And today, I'm going to go over the studio work so you have a few more weeks to work on this project. And I'm going to show you student samples so you have a clear idea of what to expect and what you need to do. So this project, I've extended the deadline, I believe, till the 21st of November. We're getting near there, or actually a little after that, the 27th. It was due originally the 21st. So we're trying to put together this entire set of code drawings. And now we are gathering enough information that we can start working on some of the particulars, such as the cover sheet, such as the life safety. So I am going to go to the module right now. We'll take a look at what is required and what we're looking at in that studio time and drawings that you should be focused on. So let me go ahead and share my screen right now, and let's get to that element. Let me see if I can go ahead and share. Okay, so what I see you guys are looking at as one of a student sample of a cover sheet. Now, really quick, let me go to actually the module and show you where that is. So let me kind of stop the share and open up the canvas really quick and share that screen with you so we know exactly where we are looking at. Okay, so I've flip-flopped these modules. So next week was supposed to be just studio. We'll do that today, and that gives you time to kind of have questions for me next week. And overall, so you'll see I haven't fully changed that, but I've changed the date here. So I've kind of flip-flopped that. I got to edit that. But this is what you should be focusing on. There are many pages to this project, and I'm going to show you a sample of a cover sheet, what it looks like to create those restroom details, a little bit about the life safety plan. Now, this project I'm showing you is a little bit of a variation, but you're still doing the same kind of work, but it's on a simpler floor plan that I provided for you guys. So it actually should be a little easier because it's only one story. This student's project is two. And so let's get started. Let me just talk about this. So the cover sheet. The cover sheet couldn't be done until you started to do your code compliance sheet, which hopefully you're working on. And I just opened it up for submission due on the 8th so I could review it. And that code compliance sheet has all of the math, the diagonals for each room, showing the distances between the exits, making sure that those are correct. Also, the total common path of travel with inside, if it's more than 75 feet, then you need 2 exits, right? Also, space planning. I marked up some of your space plans, making sure you had double exits in anything that had higher than 50 occupants, right? That training room, also the conference room. And even these offices might require 2 exits because of the length of travel to the exit. So hopefully you're fine-tuning that space plan, getting it all worked out. Now, once you have that information, you now know the things that you need for this title block, for this cover sheet. You do know your occupancy loads, the number of exits, the travel distance, and some of the applicable codes. So at least you can get a head start. Now, it doesn't have to be completed, but start setting up these drawings. So let me just share my screen to I'm going to stop share. I'm going to share my screen to a student's sample so that you get an idea of what I'm looking for. Okay. So here is a cover sheet. Cover sheet's that first sheet of the page. And a lot of times I do the cover sheet last. And you may also have to fill in the blanks. You can't fully complete this, like how many sheet numbers you have. Now, I have provided for you the little map location inside the project outline. You can copy and paste that right in here, okay? Applicable codes. You're going to give me the applicable codes and the edition, like is it IBC, 2018 codes that they draw on. Remember, we're in Knoxville, Tennessee, so you have to look up Knoxville's codes. Remember, the beginning of the semester, we had looked up various counties. So that code compliance just gives you all the additions that are relevant for Knoxville. The building codes, electrical codes, mechanical codes, and such. Okay, very pretty simple information to find. Second, code compliance summary. In the project outline, I've given you most of this information, the building type, if it's sprinkled or not sprinkled, the square footage, which we know is 20,000 square feet. Remember, this is a total of 6 stories. So all that information is in there, even the occupancy type. And now this is where you want to get that occupancy load tightened up. Really figure out how much square footage is each suite. Make sure that anything that's occupancy assembly is divided by 15 if it's loose chairs, such as the conference and the training room. Mercantile, you know, that's divided into a different occupancy load number. So make sure you get a really tight occupancy load and you put that there. The number of exits required for the floor. Now that they're talking about the stairway exits, not all of the exits from the suites out. This is how many exits, stairwell exits, okay? And then the maximum distance of travel. Now that you are looking at this, you go back into the suite and you go from the furthest point, figure out what the common path of travel is, and then add in from there, the path of travel to the nearest exit. That will give you pretty much the longest. Remember, with sprinkled, you get a little extra space. So here they're just giving you the code. You don't really have to figure it out yet. This is just the code. The maximum distance of travel with a sprinkler building is, it's right there. Okay, so these are the codes. Now this is the drawing index. I have it outlined in the program. However, you might want to leave this blank because you might have a couple of extra sheets. We are adding in we call a MO, a means of egress plan, which is a little different. That's not added. It's just a blown up version showing the common path of travel. We also have a little blown up plan of that space plan with all your life safety. So there's a few extra added drawings in there. So you might want to hold off on the drawing index. But once again, you also have your map location. So this really shouldn't be that difficult for you to set up. Okay, then and make sure you do a nice title block with your logo right here, that logo. Okay, so next, let's go back. Let me stop the share and let's go back into our module. I'm going to go back into the module and look at the next item on the list that you can work on. And first, we have that cover sheet. In studio time, I also talk about and list other types of drawings. So let's take a look at that. So I just got to scroll through it right now. And here we go. So let's see, that studio. So studio also your life safety plan. So let's take a look at that. Let me share that screen. For the life safety plan, take a look at what that entails. Okay. So here, the life safety plan. This is a 2-part situation where you are creating your life safety plan for the entire building. Okay, you're going to add all of that equipment. Remember those in those exit access corridors, exit access, exit stairs, elevators, public restrooms, right? You're going to create that equipment little legend, which, includes your fire extinguishers, your audio-visual, fire alarms, smoke detectors. So you're going to do it in the building itself, in the common places, in those corridors, the exits, and the restrooms. Then you're going to do a blown up version of that, a means of egress right here, a little blown up version of this enlarged plan view of the life safety plan suite. Okay, and that is taking the whole suite, blow up the space planned office. And I want to see all the equipment laid out there, the fire alarms in each room and corridor, where the audio visual goes, There's different rules for assembly. They require more audio, visual, and alarms in there. Do you put some of those lighting, emergency lightings in the restrooms? You have to look at the suite, the small suite, the 3,000 square foot suite, and do that individually. It's a lot like what you've already done in our exercises earlier this semester, where you did the overall and the restrooms, the stairwells, and then you did the suite. So that's what we're doing here. So let's take a little look. I'm going to do a little new share. Okay. Find that a life safety. Okay, let me do a little new share right here. Okay. So screen 2, here we are. So in this particular thing, so the and we'll get back to the code compliance, because I know you guys are working on that, the code compliance, but this life safety. So remember, I want to see these particular items on the legend, and I want them to look like this. Okay, I've already showed them to you on that worksheet. Some of you made your own, and I would prefer that you use these standard. Remember that black area on the exit sign is where it is lit. So that's important too. Also, if a exit sign is lit on one side or two, and the arrow is showing where the nearest exit is. So you want to make sure that these are correct. They're directional. They could be two-sided arrows, one-sided, and make sure that over every exit door, you place the exit like that. It's mounted on above the door frame. Sprinkler grids, remember those are 12 to 15 feet. So these are laid out in a grid, okay, throughout the space. Those can be added a little later. We can talk about those. But also your smoke detectors, they go everywhere, corridors and all the rooms, your fire alarms, your AV, the emergency light. So making sure that you have these symbols and you are placing them in the correct location. Now, this is a different floor space plan, as you can see. They have, this is the actual enlarged private office. So they're putting, their detectors, they're adding in their emergency equipment in the restrooms and so forth. So that is more the blown up plan. Here, that was on the second floor. You guys are only doing one floor. So here, this student had laid out all the emergency requirements for the life safety. This is not a large suite. We will be doing this through the hallways, the corridors, just all the things listed on the plans. And then you're going to be doing, once again, the blown up version and just the suite. So that's another great thing that we're going to work on. Now, additionally, I also have in studio working on a blown up restroom. Okay, details where you basically take the restrooms that are already on the plan. They're already drafted out for you. You blow them up in a larger scale, and you'll be giving me those key critical dimensions that I call for. So let me stop this share and go back to that part in the module where we want to take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so that's the life safety, and everything here is listed what you need. Once again, you will be doing an enlarged plan of the office space. Then you'll be doing a separate little plan, an enlarged plan of that same office space, but showing that it's like an evacuation plan, showing where you go from the most furthest point of that office. And everyone's going to be uniquely different. You will show a dotted line in a common path of travel around the furniture into the exit. You will calculate how many feet that is. Then from that point where they have two options to go to an exit, you will then create another dotted line to the nearest exit. So this is telling people, if that was up in a hotel room or in a mall or in an office suite, this is how you get to the nearest exit. It's like a little trail. And then you show the dash line right to your exit stairwell, and you give the total distance. This is something that we do. We put up in offices. We put it in hospitality on the back of a hotel room when you shut the door. So it's like an evacuation plan. It's quite simple. It's just showing the the common path of travel and the total travel distance, so that resident or office person knows how far and where the exit is. Okay, so that is our life safety. Here's kind of an example. Next, we have in that situation, we have the restrooms, like I said, the restroom details. So in those restroom details under the studio, I have listed the different things that you will need. For that, you were going to provide me elevations and dimensions on the commercial restrooms that are in the common corridor. Okay, so those are our we went over all this. This is information you have. It's in the book. I've given you resources and the links to all of, we watched that great video as well. So there's a lot of information. This should not be difficult. We've already outlined a lot of these restrooms in our worksheets. This is why the worksheets are going to be very handy. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this, creating the restroom details. I'm hoping kind of like, so the restroom details refer to the codes and the requirements. They're gonna, you need the center line of your lavatories, toilets, and urinals. Stalls, you're gonna outline, they're already there, the stalls, so we measure those. I'm going to need, the grab bars are on there. We will be dimensioning these. You're gonna show those clearances, that 30 by 48 in front of the sink, the 60-inch turning radiuses in the handicap restrooms, okay, and under different fixtures, right, at a urinal. A little restroom signage, and that's a universal restroom sign, the women and the men. It's going to have a title block, and then you're going to, you know, you have that laid out with the dimensions. You're going to enlarge with those dimensions on there, and then you will be elevating the plumbing wall, okay, with the sink and the toilet. Okay, so let me do the new share back to the drawing sample. See, there it is, sample. And you see this right here. So this is an example of not our restrooms, but those turning radiuses I'll be asking for, the clearances under the sinks, making sure you add an elevation mark for that, for our commercial restroom. Okay, and I have it all laid out. It's in your block, and you have several stalls, and so we'll be blowing this up and dimensioning those elements and so forth. Now also, and you see the elevations that they did here. So here on those restrooms, they're doing particular elevations of the mirror and the sink. Ours is pretty much on one full wall, the sink and the toilets on the plumbing wall. So you'll just be doing one larger elevation, okay? And that will also be included. So I'll let you do the blockouts. This might require more pages or less. So I'm giving you some of that freedom to do that, okay? Let's see, as we continue, we talked about, let's go back to that code compliance drawing that we are starting to work on, that I want to see done on the 8th. If you can get that in on the 8th, I extended the time. And what I want to see is that diagonal line. We want to see the math included in that, and also how far those exits are, okay, from each other. Now, this is a different sample with only one large suite. We have several suites. So those diagonals with how far the exits should be on all of those, each individual suite. In addition, you can be setting up a partition schedule, which shows the, fire rating. So in our situation, we have corridors that are fire rated. We have stairwells that are fire rated. And then individual in-between tenants, those are either 1 hour, maybe they're not fire rated. So that's what we're dealing with. Pretty much no fire rating, 1 hour and 2 hour. Okay, so that's the partitions that we would probably be dealing with in ours. And so knowing that, you can set up a little schedule, and it'll just be, one will be, for 2 hours for exterior. We know everything for egress has to be fire rated. Also, finding a detail of a fire rated wall. We're going to be adding that into that code compliance drawing. So there's a lot there that you guys are working on. This is why we need some studio time. I recommend that we definitely, you definitely set up all the drawings. Let's see, I want to make sure it stops share. Okay. Now I want to also talk about, as we get further after next week, you also are going to be doing a little bit more technical things, like giving me the codes that are applicable. And let me just share that, a sample of what that looks like. Okay, here, applicable codes. And as we go into certain ones, I've already listed them on the program for you. All you need to do is look them up and cut and paste them as they apply. Okay, so it's a little time consuming, but I've already pretty much given you most of them. Now, if it doesn't apply, don't put it in there, but we added them in the program. So that's what this sheet is for. And then you will be doing, and it may take a couple of sheets, okay, where you're copying and pasting. Okay. Then we will do a summary on LEED and sustainability. And where you can find this information is on the back of every chapter you've read. It says sustainability considerations. And that's where you're going, okay, under electrical, what are my considerations for sustainability? And that's what you want to glean off of. Okay, under my fire, what's the sustainability in that? Under the accessible, the various, whatever the finishes, what's the sustainability? So each individual chapter in the back of your book has a page, and you just highlight the areas that you feel are applicable. And it's basically one page like this. Okay, and so this is quite a set of drawings, and it's very extensive, but it's going to be a great accomplishment and wonderful for your portfolio. So as you see that, there's different elements. This is a little different, but get them set up. This will give you a great opportunity, few hours to start setting up your drawing. That's what I really would like to see your sheets set up today. Next week, we will finish off with the lecture that I was going to do today, which is on finishes and furnishings and codes that relate to that. For now, since I have to go actually to Seattle, it's kind of an emergency business trip. I think it'd be best if you can take this time, get a handle on this project, because we only have a few weeks, and then we will have moments in time we can work a little bit on that. I will be available to you all on Monday for office time, and hopefully I'll get your code compliance drawing progress so that I can do some markups, and I'm going to take my iPad on this trip so I can mark them up so you can feel confident going forward with your other drawings. But there's nothing keeping you from setting these up, setting up the title blocks, kind of setting up what you can. Remember, when we do architectural drawings, we always are working on them like all at once. You don't just finish one, move on. You keep touching and going back and forth. So you can set things up. You don't have the detail yet, make a block for it, and make sure, though, the code compliance is really important, because that sets the precedence for all of the other drawings. So make sure you have a great, clean space plan, making sure all the exits are correct, because you don't want to keep moving these things around. We want to get it done right this first time, so every drawing can just be, save as, and you have your shell, and then you're adding the content. And you don't have to keep redoing it. You can just freeze layers, right? Just freeze layers. Put all your life safety equipment on a layer, click it on, click it off, right? Put your diagonals on a layer, and you click them on and click it off. Okay, this makes it a lot easier. And then you're just, creating a new drawing. And those will be presented to me in a PDF in a set. So hopefully I've gone through this. The nice thing is that this is a video. You can re-watch it and take a look, and I can answer more questions. What I would like to see is some progress on the entire set, and realizing it is the 7th, we've got a couple of weeks, and then we hit the road with our last 2 more mini projects. Okay, so the semester is flying by. So thank you all for sticking in this lecture with me. I'm sorry, I'm kind of fumbling. I wasn't expecting to do this trip, But good luck on your studio time. I hope you make the best of it, and, you know, work together if you need to, and start to collectively get these drawings in. And I'm looking forward to some great progress, and I will see you all next week. And once again, also, I will be available Monday, and email me if you can. I will have a tablet and hopefully be able to respond in between meetings and so forth. So have a great week. Thank you guys. And I will see you all next week or perhaps Monday. Take care.